October is my absolute favorite time of the year, and to celebrate, my partner and I here exclusively watch only the bestest of the horror genre. We also love trying to tie LEGO into that equation in any way that we possibly can. So over the next month, I'll be taking a look at some of the best LEGO horror inclusions from one of my favorite LEGO themes that ever released, Monster Fighters. Released in 2012, and some of those sets retired that same year, a couple of them made it into 2013, the line featured some of LEGO's best translations of some of the most famous iconic horror characters of all time. One of LEGO's own original creations, the sets took an inspiration from the Universal Monsters roster of characters. Now the line appealed to both adults and to kids. The theme's original story is that of a Dr. Rodney Rathbone who uncovers the nefarious plot from Lord Vampire, the ruler of the monster realm. He plans to turn our days into night permanently and to rule the mortal world by unleashing his monster army. To do this, Lord Vampire needs 6 Moonstones to help power a machine of his own creation. It's up to the team of monster fighters to stop him. Classic LEGO original plotline seen in many themes before this one. If you enjoy these videos, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel in creating more videos just like this. This is set 9461 The Swamp, which released for only $15 back in 2012. It is now worth around 40 NZD brand new, which is likely what LEGO would be trying to sell it for anyway. The Swamp set shows its influence from the creature from the Black Lagoon, a movie from the 50s with a very similar plot to King Kong. The set overview here is a nice speedboat for Frank Rock and a small swamp build for the creature. Now LEGO's younger audience today might not be so familiar with this, but LEGO always used to release these type of cheap sets for $10 or so, with just enough to represent the theme as a whole. Now this idea of a set is still around today, but the pieces included have increased and so have those prices too. This is the small swamp here. It's very basic in its build design and it is missing a part at the back there to hold onto that seaweed. I've hidden the Moonstone behind it there. This little area is just enough to give the swamp creature something to do. Frank's speedboat is the main build and draw to the set. It is similar in its style to those LEGO City speedboats, and it features some very similar techniques. Flick fire missiles are here on the sides, and there are 2 revolver pistols placed at the front for storage. He has a seat and a couple of levers for steering, and I am confident that this boat does not float. This is Frank Rock, our first member of the Monster Fighters team. He represents a 50s greaser kind, oil slicked hair, motorcyclist enthusiast despite never releasing with a motorcycle in these sets. He wears some pretty cool shades and a brown leather jacket, and his weapon of choice were those 2 pistols that he had at the front of the speeder. He included a double-sided expression which helped to show his battle scars and his stern expression. He was included in one other set, the Ghost Train. And as much as I like those Monster Fighters team minifigures, it's the monsters obviously that do it for me. This is the Swamp Creature, very similarly named after his inspiration. The Swamp Creature would actually re-release a few years later in the LEGO Movie 2 CMF series of all things actually, and he's looking a little bit different here, but still using that exact same headpiece, which is great. I really love those different shades of greens that are used for this guy, with his gills and fish scales all appearing on his legs and torso. The mask is a removable piece, and we get to see his scary face underneath with these massive bulging eyes, fish mouth as well. The Moonstone that was included in the set appears to be a swampy design, brightly coloured in neon green. We can even see some black sludge that forms the design for a swamp. The instructions for the little speeder were a small tiny booklet, a 2012 LEGO theme, so yes, there is some theming involved with the instruction manual. The moon appears in the corner here, and the instruction pages are covered in a fog. Besides an image of the set here at the back, there is no other advertising involved for the theme besides the LEGO Club and website stuff. Admittedly, we start off quite small with this line, but that's just so that we build up to the great stuff. Cheapest way to get the Frank figure, and the creature was originally an exclusive to this set. Most of those monsters were. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see more Monster Fighters videos, liking and subscribing does help to support this channel. Stick around because we'll be going over most of the sets from the wave. Ka kite anō.